Welcome, fellow Greatikins, and welcome to another fantabulous episode of Make America Great or Die Trying. I'm your host, FrozenRelic. In this video, we are going to play the first half of Year 4 as we try to get re-elected. If you watched last video, you might remember that we instituted a few policies such as prisoner tagging, citizenship tests, wiretapping, and we did rural grants as well. Right now our population, our popularity is 48%. It was higher in the past, so I believe we hit somewhere around 63% in the past. So we're trying to get it there because this is coming down to the wire now. We need to get reelected. On the plus side, the Greatikins party membership is now over 36 million and climbing, and the opposition party is actually declining. So we're starting to look good coming into this final year. Our GDP continues to be in the tank. Crime is non-existent, and unemployment is going up, unfortunately. So in this playthrough, I think what I'm going to do is focus on a few things that are basically popularity agendas to see if I can't get this somewhere in the neighborhood of 60% and get the membership coming over like 50 million or something like this. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look at our cabinet real quick. And the cabinet's currently giving us 22 political capital per turn, but it is really just diving. It's starting to become a three-horse race for suck. Earl James is leading the way. He's down to 1.4 now. He's really falling. He's a motorist liberal. The Andrew Gonzalez is falling as well. He's not falling as fast as he was, but he's still at 1.8 as a retired trade unionist. And the most confusing member of the panel, Bobby Gray, who's a religious capitalist and really has no reason to be upset, is dropping and down to 2.3. Let's look at our polling, and we're starting to lose a little bit with retired. Motorist has been going up, commuter going up, environmentalist has been going up actually for some quarters now. And other than that, the capitalists, of course, have declined because we have some nice red action here going on, and we're going to have to take care of that. And then, we'll skip our changes for now. We'll look at this later. And then Compass is the one I wanted to look at. So as you can see, we're continuing to go towards capitalist, but we've actually crossed the threshold and are into the liberal quadrant just barely right now between turn 10 and turn 12. This might continue to go down a little bit because some of the popularity items that I'm thinking of, such as food stamps, definitely are more in the liberal wheelhouse. So let's kind of get into that right now. I'm going to go over to policy, and I'm going to tackle import tariffs first. So cheap imports can be damaging to the economy because local companies cannot match the lower salaries paid by foreign competitors. Import tariffs help to protect local manufacturers from unfair competition. This does go against free market economics, though, and can be seen as being unfair as well, unfair to foreign countries, possibly sparking retaliation. Should have had a second cup of coffee this morning. So this takes 5 quarters to do. Our persona really doesn't care about foreign countries. It's make better deals, America first. So these things are not important to us. It is going to take 13 political capital, which with my declining political capital per turn is kind of hefty, but it's something that has to be done. And I am going to max it out. So it is going to get nearly $4 billion per quarter, which is going to be nullified with a few of the other things I'm thinking this turn. So let's implement this. So if we go to maximum, you can see that we're gaining almost 21% with Patriots. Unemployment is going to go down 10.45%, but we're also going to lose with foreign relations and international trade, and that's just fine with us. So, and it's also very popular with the voters, 89%. So this is another win. We're trying to get this popularity thing going because we have an election just around the corner. Let's apply that. And now I'm left with 12 political capital. And I want to jump into... so let's do a little with public services. And let's keep America great and tidy campaign. So this campaign is a campaign in popular media designed to make people feel guilty about littering. Yes, bad people, stop littering. So no matter how much a fine on littering may be, maybe millions of dollars, this only works if people are being seen. So put a guilty conscience, but a guilty conscience will also work when someone is alone, thus making it far more effective in the long run. So we definitely want to do this. It's going to take 2 quarters to implement, 2 political capital, and about $2 billion. So 222. And we just got about double that from our tariffs. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we are going to max it out. And you can see that actually we're going to be gaining with the environmentalists, the environment actually as well, the environment itself, which this administration doesn't care about it actually, so whatever, that's just a side thing. And environmentalist membership actually is going to go up, so let's click that. And then I want to do one more policy for city farming, which is it under here? Or is it economy? Yeah, it's under economy. Okay, so city farms. Many people would love to buy fresh produce from farmers directly, but living in the city, this is often a hassle to drive out to the countryside. Try living in a desert. So why not bring farmers to cities directly? So yada yada yada. And this particular policy is going to take 4 quarters to implement. Cost 3 political capital, which we have, and run, I'm going to max it out, so it's going to run 2.57 billion. So the tariffs almost covered both of these. We're going to lose about 570 million a quarter. But again, the popularity with the voters is really, 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 really nice. So let's do that. Implement, click, click, click. Yay. And then we're going to max it out. And you can see that we're gaining with farmers 5.74%. And actually their membership gains about 4% as well. And I think this is a win-win for us. So I'm going to apply those changes. And then we have 7 political capital left. And the one thing that I'm thinking about is the food stamps. So normally, we wouldn't care. We'd kind of just leave it. However, we are trying to get reelected real quick. So this is very popular with voters, of course. And we're already at a high state here at 18 billion a quarter. But if we max it out, it's only 3 billion a quarter more. And we do gain a bit. So poverty goes down. We gain with the poor. We're actually going to gain with socialists, which maybe is fine for right now. So maybe we take some of those votes from the People's Popular Party. And then when we get in our second term, we'll go ahead and start handling business with, reducing inheritance tax and things like this. In fact, I actually might do that before the election. Got to look into that in a minute. And also, we help with equality and so forth. So for a few $1 billion, I think it's definitely a good policy to do because of the popularity. So let's go ahead and apply that. With 3 political capital left, I'm pretty much done here. I just want to run over real quick that we have a few of the red things that are really kind of affecting us. I mean, there's always going to be some red, like obesity and whatnot. We're not stamping that out. But the skills shortage is really hurting us. The brain drain over here is really hurting us. And you can see that like the Luddite riots feed into it. Automation tax and luxury good tax and income tax feed into this, and it's affecting our GDP and productivity. And if you go over to productivity, you can see that it's tied to a whole bunch of things. Let's see. The alcohol consumption is something I want to tackle as well. Okay, so, and then the other thing that's affecting us is over here with the, well, maybe not us, I guess us in a general sense, the extreme nationalism, and you see all the different things that's going on here. Okay, so let's actually end this turn and get into the second quarter of year number 4. Let's hope something fun happens. Making impossible promises, do that all the time. That's what got me elected. Return to government. All right. Oh, very good. Okay, so I have a couple good things here. Unemployment is going down. That's very nice. We have a policy question with a whistleblower. The global economy is still in a recession, which, yeah, that's going to be a thing. The polls are optimistic, so we're at 48%. I was actually hoping this would go up a little more. Maybe next time it will. Still not bad. Optimistic is good. The Great Against, though, we are on fire. So we are nearing 60 million members now, and in 1 second, I'll take a look at that and see how we stand against the opposition party. Yeah, the Warriors, environmentalist extremists is still a thing. I'll take a quick peek at that, but I don't really think that's going to matter much. And then our cabinet's loyal fare, basically just a throwaway cabinet almost at this point. Very upsetting. So let's continue. And then let's take a peek at our cabinet. So we're getting 21 capital per turn. Basically, you know, just so close to the election. I really don't want to mess with this, but I'm definitely upset at 3 people in particular. So we can see Andrew's at 1.7, Earl's at 1.2, and now Bobby's down to 1.9. So we might have to do something there. Let's go back. Let me just go over here for a sec. Let's handle this question first before we get into it. So, whistleblower, a Secret Service contractor has leaked several documents that shed a light on the dark side of the war on terror. Should we prosecute her and do everything we can to bring her to justice, or should we reform the Secret Service and stop making use of the malpractices she accuses us of? Ooh, that's a good one. So, we could prosecute, and even if the accusations we are facing are true, we have to protect national interest. The public might not understand why we have to rely to these methods in war on terrorism. Terrorism, there we go. But the ends justify the means. Nice. Or we can reform the Secret Service. So the practices made public by Ruby Lewis are indeed unworthy of a developed nation. We have to abstain from such methods in the future and thank Ruby Lewis for her service and demonstrating that civil courage still exists. Unfortunately for her, I'm president and I am going to prosecute. So let's click that. Click, go to jail. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail, or worse. So okay, I want to jump into the election report. So as we can see, the Greatikins are up near 60 million, and just look at this. We have a almost meteoric rise going on. This is very, very nice. The People's Popular Front is almost an opposite, actually. They're definitely declining. They were kind of waffling a little bit here, and now they're resuming the decline. So you know, we have a couple more turns before the election, and if we can hold up this, we're definitely on the right track to win. So we'll have to see. All right, so I have 24 political capital. I'm just gonna run through these. I don't think much has changed just yet with the voter types, policies, and so forth. We're still more or less, you know, GDP still in the tank, down 38.61%. It's just ridiculous. Middle earnings. Yeah, middle earnings is something I want to look at, actually. So let's get out of here for a sec. let's look at the compass. So, yep, okay, here we go. So between turn 12 and turn 13, you can see continue towards capitalism, and just ever so slightly, what is it? Like, yeah, really ever so slightly bouncing back up to the line between conservative and liberal. So I want to try to do something with middle income, and the two things that I'm thinking of looking at are the inheritance tax and the property tax. So if I go over to inheritance tax is a tax paid on the wealth of an individual as it's passed on to their descendants. An inheritance tax protects equality by preventing families amassing wealth and advantage over the generations, so it is popular with socialists and the poor, but it's obviously unpopular with wealthy people. However, if you change the name to death tax, all of a sudden everybody loves it. So if only we could do that. So right now the inheritance tax is 16%, and if I drop it all the way down to 1%, only lose $6 billion a quarter. It takes 10 political capital to do, but we get about 5%, almost 5% gain with wealthy individuals. The equality is going to take a little bit of a hit, and we're also getting a couple percent with conservatives, almost 4%, well, 3.5% with middle income, a couple percent with high earners, or high earnings, I should say, and 4.25% with retired. So this is definitely in our persona's wheelhouse. This is something that we should do, so I am going to do it. Also, by the way, it takes 1 quarter to do, so that's nice. So let's apply this. Inheritance tax just got better for everybody with money. The other thing that I want to look at is actually property tax. So property tax is a tax levied on the value of homes. The valuation is often made by a government body, and the money is used to fund local government services in part, such as the provision of street lighting and emergency services. Who needs those? You just go around in the dark, don't worry about it. And if you need emergency services, it's probably already too late. So right now we're at 8% property tax, where income's at $28 billion. If I dump this down to 0%, it says the income's still 13 billion, so it's actually not too bad of a hit. The gains are so-so. 1% for middle earnings, 1.5% for high earnings, 1.5% for capitalists, 3.4 with middle income. So that's kind of the important one here. And then coupled with the other one, we get kind of a good boost for like middle income. And then same with retired. So I think between the two, what's that end up coming out to be, like 7.25% or something gained with retired. So equality is going to take a hit, and socialism about 1.28%, but this is okay. And then is there anybody else? Oh yeah, and then homelessness as well. They're not voting, so. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this. It takes 2 quarters to implement. So apply. And now I'm down to 4 political capital. And I think that this is probably going to do it for this playthrough. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm waiting to see what happens in the back half of year 4 now. So we still have a few red items that hopefully will kind of go away and get a little bit better. Oh, by the way, environmentalist is going up. That's interesting. We'll get a little better because this second half of year 4, we're going to have to kind of hold on to our hats and hope to get reelected. So as a little bit of a tease, let me click the next button as I usually do, and let's see what's going to happen next episode. All right, posturing on foreign policy. Let's go do it. Okay. Very nice. All right, so unemployment's down. That's great. Health is up. That's great. The pollution situations that it's in, that's always a win. The uncompetitive economies at an end, extreme nationalism. So that was one of the things I was mentioning. I actually didn't think that this was going to end. I wasn't looking at the chart, so I wasn't seeing if it was declining or not, but it evidently did. We've crossed the stop point, so that's at an end. Delivery drones, very nice question. I can't wait to get into that. Let's kind of take a look at what we're doing with popularity and party. Okay, very nice. So our party's continuing to grow. We're at 62.4 million members. That's very good. And very good. We're at 54% popularity. So yeah, you know, as long as we stay above that 50% threshold and our party continues to grow, I think we may be on the right track for being reelected. My cabinet's now loyal and good, so I'll have to look at the cabinet next video, see what's going on there, if anybody got better. And then, oh, here we go. All right, so we have a new group called the Battenberg Group, a bunch of wealthy industrialists, shadowy organization. So this is going to be fun. So next video, I'll check into that and see if they're actually going to be some sort of threat to us. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and also subscribe to my channel and tell somebody. And I'm FrozenRelic, and I will see you next time.